Zoey, K-pop Demon Hunters, again. So we drew her in the probably more difficult position first. You know, with the blades coming out of the back of her head, sort of when she's walking to the side. But someone requested, or a few people maybe, just do her from the front. So let's do that. I'm on a landscape page, pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. I drew Rumi and Mira from the front, obviously. So let's try Zoey. Center point of my page is here. Her eyes are just like a little bit above that halfway. They're pretty close to the middle. I'm on a landscape page, but this would probably fit portrait as well. I just do it landscape because YouTube is landscape. So that's center point, and then her eyes just here. Very big eyes. We go diagonal, kind of curved slightly, and very big eyelashes. So we'll bring it over the top, kind of down. She's frowning in this one, so frowning but smiling. A little flick out there on the side, right? And like this top, this is like the eyelash area, so it's very, very dark, right? So it's like a heavier line basically than the rest. So you want to make it sort of a bit darker basically. Righty. And then she's a dark section. She has eyelashes on the corner of her eye actually as well. Don't think any of the other ones do, like Mira, Rumi. So she has eyelashes here as well, little spikes just sticking off, kind of like that. And then the bottom eyelid comes over like so. She has a lot of eye makeup on and stuff, but like it's not done with ink, you know, it's not drawn in, it's like color, but it kind of goes to here. I'll just sort of mark that just so we know. It's kind of like her eye socket area. It's kind of all pink or purpley, and she has that little jewel just here. It's funny, in the other one I thought there was a jewel up there as well. Not this time. So then her big iris, brown eyes, just like a semicircle coming down from her top eyelid, and then black pupil, quite big eyes in all these characters. And if you want, you can leave a highlight kind of, so you color this black and just like leave a white section somewhere, or you can put white paint on top of if you colored it all black. Lots of different ways of doing it. Ooh, she doesn't have eyelids, no eyelid lines, but we will maybe just like a little one here, something. Okay, eyebrow. So she's kind of like spiky at the front, and then it goes back this way. It's like a kind of like just a check mark going back up her eye, and she's kind of frowning, so it goes up and down like that. And then somewhere to color in, so you just do follow that shape, and a spike at the back, and you'll be able to color the same color as her hair in there, or maybe slightly darker. She's a bit of a frown line there. Okay, that's all right. So we'll go over and do the other eye. So you're about eye width, probably the white part of her eye, not her eyelashes. So this distance, if you like came over close to about that much, right? So over here, that's where her next eye would start, right? So you can probably fit like the white of her eye in between her 2 tear ducts. Just if you're wondering the proportion of things, you know, the distance over. And then we'll do that same thing again. So we'll go more or less the same anyway. So just go over the top. Flick it up the back. And then we'll just make this super dark. Do, do, do. Right, and then we go down the corner. This is dark as well. It has some eyelashes. So like this, we've got a little V or 2 just sticking off. And then the bottom eyelid line going into there. Right, and then eye, brown eye, similar shape. Kind of looking up. Right, and then the black. The black pupil. We have that little gemstone just there, and then maybe like an eyelid line kind of just coming out from the eyelash there, and that eye line on the corner of her eye. So then eyebrow, that spike there, tick, check mark, goes this way, kind of curves down the back. And then we go again. And she does have another little frowny line there. Okay, so her nose, maybe just the bridge of her nose slightly there, and then the tip of it comes down, like so. And we can just see a little nostril, very small noses, little curve line on the side, nostril here, curve line on the side. And that's kind of all you need to do for their nose. She's got a confident smile, right? So yeah, it's kind of high up. So we'll go here. And then up on this side. And then her lips are lipsticked, so we got to draw them in. And Rumi and Mira don't have this sort of V in the middle of her lips. They have more Korean lips, kind of flat along there. But hers is kind of pointy. And then the bottom lip. Going that way. So very sort of confident, big smile. Okay, chin, very small. Round chin. So sort of wide face, but pointy sort of chin down here, right? So like her cheeks, it's kind of like her hair frames in her face as well. So say like very round, starting in the corner of her eye. And we're aiming sort of down for that chin, right? So it curves around her cheekbone. Like so, and then similar over here. This side kind of stops here, but it's like her hair and stuff, so, and her ear. So it might be lower down than that one. But this is like her, the spikes of her hair coming down here as well, so it kind of like becomes one line. Because she has these spikes that kind of frame in her face. So we might as well do those. So this one goes this way. Right. And this is like spiky, so it comes back. And joins like her sort of fringe, which kind of comes across here, but I'll get this other one in. Okay, we can see some ears underneath these, so like here, and like a little bit there, and she has an earring. And then here, and there's like an earring coming off the top part there. Something else down here, but it's hard to see what it is. So I'll just do this. Not sure what way that earring actually goes, but okay, so where's her hair at the back there? Well, we'll see. We'll do her, right, her fringe. So yeah, so like coming across here. So we'll go like this. Right, and then these little squares. Very flat, sort of fringe. That one's kind of spiky. And they kind of curve around into the middle. Okay. So then it's kind of tied in at the back of her head. So we've got like a double bump here. It's kind of like a stretched out letter M. And then this comes down the side of her head. And we've got some bits that kind of bump out here. But these get sort of tied around her head. So they go sort of around her ear and everything. So say and those, the way she has them tied, it's like braided but like tied around in a circle, so they kind of like curve, sort of this way, right? It's kind of layers of them. So like maybe another one here. And kind of bumpy, kind of. And then at the back, over here, see maybe a bit less of them, but okay, like so. Okay, so neck and shoulders and like a bit of her strap top that she wears, the green and black. Okay, so her neck, very narrow. And then she's got that collar. Comes around here. You can see two buckles. Little sort of clip thing here. Same on this side. And what way? So we'll go like that way. The strap in here, like an arrow pointing in, and then this seems to go down behind her chest part. So there's like a zipper here. Maybe some neck muscles just lightly drawn in here. Right, and then there's black straps, right, that come down across the top part of her chest. There. Kind of green underneath. You can only make out a little bit of it. There's all like intricate patterns and stuff on all the clothing, but can't see that really. And then like her neck muscles and shoulder muscles just and arms go down. That's your trapezius, but very small shoulders for a female compared to her head. Very narrow, you know. Okay. Did I get everything? Yeah. Okay, Zoey. Front view. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.